So, for today's discussion, we will explore indigenous crafts made out of rattan. The following are the guidelines for our lesson. The first is to know the classification and characteristics of rattan. The second will be the tools used in handicrafts made of rattan. And lastly, what is the procedure for making products made of rattan?
Rattan. The word rattan is derived from the Malay rotan, the local name for climbing palms. Its popularity as a material for furniture both outdoor and indoor is unmistakable, able to bend and curve. Rattan takes on many wonderful curving forms. Its light, golden color brightens a room or outdoor environment and instantly conveys a feeling of a tropical paradise. Rattan is a plant from Southeast Asia. It is closely related to the palm tree and can be identified through its tough, solid stems that vary from 1 to 2 inches in diameter, and its vine can grow for as long as 250 to 650 meters. As a material, rattan is lightweight and almost impervious and is easy to move and handle. It can withstand extreme conditions of humidity and temperature and has a natural resistance to insects. And there are 3 kinds of rattan, namely cane rattan, reed rattan, and synthetic rattan. Cane rattan is the outer bark part of the rattan tree. It's created by peeling the top layer of the rattan vine and wrapping it around solid furniture. And next is reed rattan. Reed is the inner wood-like portion of the rattan plant. It is more fibrous than cane layer. That is why it is absorbent and can be stained unlike cane. And lastly, the synthetic rattan. Synthetic rattan is a type of material normally constructed of a kind of plastic known as polyethylene. It is designed to look like a real rattan.
Characteristics of rattan furniture. Rattan has its own excellent softness, flexibility, and workability. It can also be freely designed with complex, delicate curves. Rattan is known for being strong and durable, but the quality of the synthetic version will depend on what kind of materials were used and where you bought it. Rattan can be fully grown and harvested with 2 years compared to some hardwoods which take up to 20 to 30 years. Therefore, rattan is a completely sustainable product that is environmentally friendly. The best quality of rattan furniture is UV threaded, has powdered coated framework, and is hand-wooded to a high standard. The tighter the weave, the more durable and longer lasting the set. It is supple and smooth form gives an elegant, gentle impression that cannot be produced with machines. Also, rattan furniture produced diligently, one piece at a time by artisans and incorporates the gentleness and feelings of the maker. The fact that many people use these pieces for a long time with a sense of attachment is surely because of artisans. Attitude towards craftsmanship is conveyed through their products. And those are some of characteristics of rattan furniture.
The uses of rattan. The most important product of rattan palms is cane. This is the rattan stem stripped of its leaf sheath. The stem is solid, strong, and uniform, yet is highly flexible. The canes are used either in whole or round form, especially for furniture frames, or split, peeled, or cord for matting and basketry. What can be made using rattan? Here's the rattan products: basket, chair, office products, table, bed, chest, picnic basket, tray, bowl, furniture, placemat, and underplate. The local uses of rattans include the production of mats, basket, fish traps, dyes, and medicines. while for the international market, rattans are mostly used in the production of cane furniture.
Good day, classmates. I am Christine S. Makilan, and today I'll present to you via PowerPoint what are the tools that we'll be needing in making a rattan product and what are they used for. These are semi-automatic tools that are available in the local market. Big knife, hacksaw blade, hammer, nails, brushes, varnish, blowtorch, kalikate, and pointed chisel.
Procedure in making an article or product made of rattan. Baskets provide storage for a variety of items and often used in home decors. The following is the step-by-step on how to make basket made in rattan. Step 1. Make the base of the basket. You need to lay out 5 reeds parallel to one another with about 3/8 of space between them. Weave a 6th reed perpendicularly through the other 5. Bring the 6th reed over the 1st reed, under the 2nd, over the 3rd, under the 4th, and over the 5th reed. Weave 4 more reeds in this manner, making sure that they are parallel to the 6th reed. Ensure that the squares formed by the base weaving are no bigger than 3/8 inches or 0.9 cm. Step 2. Bend the reeds. Bend the reeds that stick out from the square base into an upwards position. These bent reeds are called spokes. Bending them will make it easier to weave, and those spokes will act as the supports for the basket. Step 3. Split a center spoke. Split one end of either the 3rd or 8th spoke, starting where it comes out from under the last spoke to cross it. You will now have 11 spokes. You'll be putting the weaver into the split.
Step 4. Weave the basket. Put the tapered end, the smaller end of the weaver reed, into the split spoke and hold it in place with a clothespin. Keep the weaver reed near the base of the basket and weave by going over one spoke and under the next. If you're going for a square shape, hold the base corners together with clothespin. This will help maintain the shape of the base. Continue to attach and weave new reeds through the spoke for 3 or 4 rows, depending on the desired height of the basket. Each new reed should be stacked above the reed woven before it. Do your best to make the weave snug and tight, but not too tight or you can screw up the base of the basket. You also want to make sure that the weave is not too loose. Step 5. Put the base. This means closing up those square holes that are still in the base. Starting in the left corner of your basket, take the corner spoke and tug it gently. Tug more firmly on the second spoke. You want to tug quite firmly on the middle spoke because this will create an arc in the bottom of the basket. Move to the 4th spoke and tug gently again. Straighten your spoke and repeat on all 4 sides of the basket until the holes in the base are closed. Step 6. Continue weaving. Keep attaching and weaving new reeds through the spokes. Make sure that you don't pull too hard on the corners because that will make your spokes bend inward and you lose your basket's shape.
You also don't want your corners to be too loose, which can happen if you are not keeping your spokes upright and parallel while you weave. Stop weaving once you reach your desired height.
Alright, let's proceed to step 7. Pack the base. The procedure for this is that you have to push or pull the woven rows down towards the base as you weave. Ensure that there is no space between the base and the rows. Start pressing or pulling from the base and move up to the newer reeds as you go. A properly packed basket should have nicely arched base, straight parallel spokes, properly spaced corners, and tight weaver rows. Step 8. Finish the top of the basket. Stop weaving your last reed after you have woven 4 spokes past the split spoke. Taper the reed with scissors, moving from the 4th spoke to the end of the reed. Weave until all of the final reed has been woven into the spokes. Step 9. Trim the basket. Cut the spokes with scissors. The spokes should be 1/2 to 2 inches, 1.3 to 5 centimeters higher than the last woven reed. Fold the spokes toward the inside of the basket over the top row of reeds. Insert the end of each spoke into the 3rd row from the top. Ensure that each spoke lies flat against the inside of the basket. And finally, make the rim. You'll wrap a reed around the top row of the basket and pin it to the basket with a clothespin. Now, anchor the new reed by weaving its bottom end into the top few rows inside the basket. This reed is called the lacer. Bring the lacer up and over the reed, pin to the basket and insert it through the front of the basket into the woven rows. Now pull the lacer inside the basket. Continue wrapping the lacer around the pinned reed, circling the circumference of the basket. Glue the end of the lacer inside the basket. And that's it. Thank you for taking the time to listen.